So today I wanted to share a little Funschooling journal haul for this term. So I've been buying these gradually and I think most homeschoolers or home educators are quite familiar with the brand. They're the Thinking Tree and you can use them as a full curriculum, as there's so many journals to choose between, or you can just use them in part, which is what we're doing. So I'll do a quick flip through of each one and then I'll explain how we're going to use them. So at the moment I brought these 6, so I've basically bought us one each, apart from my 1-year-old obviously. So I bought 2 for my 10-year-old, as he's a reluctant writer. So I wanted to use his 2 with him, just to sort of trial them with him in his sort of study time anyway, as a bit of a writing prompt. I thought it might just be something a little bit more exciting that might motivate him. So this is one of his. This is quite a light one. On days where he's finding it harder to concentrate, so as a little extra. So it's a nature journal, 12 Months in the Forest, a handbook of observation, imagination and discovery. So most of the Thinking Tree journals start with this little book page where the children find however many books to research their topic of choice, and they write the titles on and colour them. So this one starts with a little curiosity cabinet. They can draw little nature pictures in if they want to, and little instructions about how to make a curiosity cabinet and a nature study basket. So this one follows the months of the year. There's not too much per month, which I liked. They do a more in-depth nature one, and they do a seaside one as well. Both look lovely. But this one looked like a manageable amount on top of everything else per month. It didn't seem overwhelming. So it has a little calendar here and a picture to colour. And then this forest for January, and they fill in the missing gap. They can colour. So it tends to have this kind of formula where it has a picture for the month and a poem for the month, and then a little activity for the poem where they illustrate it. Then they'd use 10 nouns beginning with M, and then for a bit of fun they've removed some of the nouns from the poem and they put their nouns in, and it makes it a bit of a silly poem. A bit of fun there. So then they've got this page here, which is their reading time, so they'll read some of the books they've selected. They might copy a little bit from them. They'll copy the cover of the book, and there's just some little notes, things they can use how they want. So they'll research a deer for this page, and they'll draw the food and the habitat. So they do have different plants and things to research. So this here, it says sage, and what is its scientific name? What can it be used for? Where does it originate from? Where can it be found? How did it travel to other parts of the world? Is this plant in danger of extinction? Why not? Then animals in my region. What animal are you learning about? Common name, scientific name, draw the male and female. Colour the parts of the world where it can be found. List the animals in your area. Then it has little sort of nature challenges. Go and find 10 small things in your yard or forest and begin your nature collection. So everything's black and white so that they can colour and they can sort of doodle, and they can they look lovely in black and white or coloured, so depending on how creative the child is, he likes to doodle and draw and colour, so it'll suit him well. Study the clouds and the weather, draw the clouds and the weather, research your favourite hibernating animal, use a camera to take pictures of nature, print your photos and place them here. And that's 1 month, so they're similar each month with slight differences here and there. So it seems you've got to do a map here of your yard or a map of your favourite nature area, so there's different kind of things. But it's just nice on a day where he's not feeling as focused, something sort of light and fun like this would be good. So the other one I've got my 10-year-old is this one, the Animal Lovers Funschooling Journal, Homeschooling Curriculum Handbook for Students Majoring in Zoology. So it's just animal themed. So they all start with this lovely page where they put their name and they can colour in this tree. So again, they're choosing their books. This is more of a research one that's a bit more typical of them. You've got some nice animals there on the starter page. So drawing and reading time from some of their research things. They can copy bits out, copy pictures. They have Thinking Tree books often have these grey pictures they can draw over the top and colour in. So there's a lot of this layout in this book. So choose an ocean animal. So they choose an ocean animal and they draw the habitat, the food and the animal. And then they answer these questions: describe my habitat, my eating habits, where do I live, what's it like there, what struggles do I face, what scares me, what's scared of me, random facts. So they have to do a bit of research in their books and then find the answers. So here they've got a little bit of math. Design a habitat for an animal in a zoo, a nature study bit to go outside, to watch something about one of the animals, and to log it in here, draw it and rate it, make a comic about what you just watched. Then they've got these story finishes here for a bit more writing, so they'll start it off and they'll have to finish it and illustrate it. Creative copy work. Find an interesting list or paragraph to copy from one of your books and use the drawing below for inspiration for your work, and a space for them to draw next to it. So again, so the forest animal for this one, so it kind of goes through in that vein. I thought it was nice and fun, and he's interested in animals, and I thought I might just add that little bit of fun to it. The curriculum we tried for English for him last term was just too overwhelming for him. He's a bit of a struggling writer-reader as well, and it was just a massive overwhelm. So I'm just trying to add more sort of fun aspects in for him that kind of get the job done, but in a lighter fashion. So those two are for him. For my 11-year-old, I've got this geography one. So this is Praying for the World, a fun schooling guide to social studies, geography and Christian missions. So I like a lot of their geography ones. They do a series, I think social studies or countries. They have a lot of the countries, just one country for the book, and they're a bit smaller and they go a bit more in depth. So I'm assuming that this is covering some of the countries that aren't covered with that. So there's some of the more obscure countries here as well, which I like. So it's not just the typical ones like Italy and America and so forth. And the first one is Afghanistan. So they find it on the map. They've got a page to colour in. Find the flag and colour it. They've got language, continent and population. So they'll have their books, their geography books and things to look through here as well. So watch a video or read a book to learn more about the country and write down one unique thing you learned. What are the major religions present in the country and what percentage of the population does each represent? What are the main challenges of living in this country and what prayer needs do the people have? What about this country can you praise God for? Use Google Earth to explore the country. Find the capital city and take a walk round. Draw a picture of something interesting you find below. And they've got culture and climate. What did you learn about the culture of this country? Draw a picture below of a unique food, clothing or music that represents this country. What's the climate like in this country? What are the most notable features of physical geography, such as mountain ranges, bodies of water, etc. And then at the end of each country study, it says, now that you've learned more about this country, write a prayer below for the people who live there. And that's it. So it's just like a sneak peek. It's quite short and they cover quite a lot of countries in the workbook. It's nice, it just kind of gives an overview. the country and gets them to look into it. But I think because they are the one researching it and looking into it, they're more likely to take it in rather than if I'm just sitting there telling them about it. If they've got to do the legwork themselves, they're more likely to retain it, I think. So they also have these bits here: meet a missionary, contact a missionary who is currently serving in one of the countries you just studied, write down 3 questions you will ask and their answer below. So I don't know if you can do that through charities, but we know a couple of ex-missionaries and we'll probably just do it through that way. So that's nice, and I gave my son a bit of a choice of ones, and he liked this one. So on the subject of geography, I also got this Travel Dreams Geography 7 Amazing Continents. So this is for my 7-year-old. They do tend to have age ranges for them. Don't quote me exactly, rough, I can't remember exactly. I think this one is 7 up. I think this one is 9 or 10 up. I think this one was 8 up. This one was 8 or 9, I think. Possibly 10. But with a bit of help, I think she'll be fine. So we'll be doing them together. So this one was way dearer than the others. It's not as fat as the animal one. The animal one was, they're from Amazon. This was about 15. The nature one was about 12. This one was closer to 20, which felt a little bit ripped off when it came, but I do like the content, so, but I don't know why it's so much dearer than the others. So I was going to do an Africa unit for my daughter anyway this term, so it tied in nicely that Africa came first. So again, an overview of each continent. So you've got your first page with Africa, find it on the map, and there's some stats to find out about it there. Then they concentrate on the wonders of the continent. So there's a few of the World Wonder Search, so they've got to look them up, find 5 interesting facts, name of the wonder, name of the country, and draw a picture of it. And they've got the animals, we've got a little colouring page here, list 14 animals from Africa, draw some of them there. Countries in Africa, so they've got to write them all down and then use the numbers to put them in the right place on the map. Travel dreams, where in Africa would you like to go, why do you want to go there, what's the climate like, and a unique fact, and illustrate something to do with that. Movie time, watch a movie or documentary about Africa and then rate it. Drawing time, copy an illustration from one of your books. Reading time, so a bit about the ones she's chosen to read, and story writing. Music of Africa, name the 3 of the songs, the instruments used, what do you like about the songs you listen to, and then favourite things about Africa, and that's the end of that. So it goes in that kind of format through them all. I thought it was quite nice. And just what I wanted really for her. So I thought I'd got all the others ones, so I'd best get my 5-year-old one because of the way we're planning to use it. So this is age 3 and up, Funschooling math, and this one was about £7. This is why I've never bought them before, because you want to be really sure that they're going to work if you're going to spend a bit more like on another workbook. But a lot of them are really fat and they'd probably last months and months, depending how often your child does them. So I like all the colouring and things involved. So hers is quite basic. I chose a number one because she's doing number recognition. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to work a bit extra on that. She also loves drawing, and there's loads of drawing pages. It works on 1 to 10. So there's lots of number tracing, counting. There's some fun little doodle pages and colouring in. They've got like random silly dog doodles. So I thought it would be nice. They do like loads, there's so many, and YouTube does a flip through on most of them. You can probably find any of them on YouTube, someone doing a flip through. They're very popular. So I'm going to join in with this. as well. They do great big fat mum journals that I was so tempted, but I thought I'd just wait and see if they really take to them like I think they will. So this one was only £2.90, I think it was. So it's only a little one, a bit smaller than the others, only a little bit, but good value for money. So it's Mum's Workbook. So Sarah Janice Brown, who's the creator of these books, she really plugs the fact that mums should join in and that lead by example, and that it has a lot of power when the mum's doing it as well, and you can do it together and the child sees you leading by example. So the big fat ones have got way more in, but this little one has some nice little bits and bobs. You do get to do some bits like are in theirs. So if I plan to use it in a way that can support someone. So if someone's doing copy work and they're not in the mood, I can do it with them, you know, or if they're doodling, I can doodle, I can sort of use it with them. So it has some bits that are like theirs and some bits that are useful for mums, like shopping lists and things to do, fun ideas, things you want to learn about as well. So the bigger ones are more ornate with lots of sort of adult colouring pages and things like that, which is nice. But as my little tester book, this will do just fine. And I know that just the fact of me doing it with them will have a big impact, as they love it when Mum and Dad join in, don't they? So that's our Funschooling books. I have my eye on loads more, but just thought let's just start with what we've got and make sure that they are well loved and useful to us first. So I'll show you how we're going to use them. So I've got them all sitting in this metal basket. This was from Aldi. It's the ones like they do in IKEA. So I've just stuck at the back a little drawing book. We're aiming to do it when little one's in bed, but when not, she really likes drawing, colouring, or squiggling. So she's got a little colouring book so she can feel part of the clan. So we've got our books in there, and then I've just taken from around the house any books that are on the kind of subjects of our journals. So there's a few more that I'd like on Africa specifically, and sort of general countries for the geography ones, so a library trip may be in order. But the things I've got so far, we've got Usborne fact animal cards, which look like this. These are just stuff I've taken from around the house. Got Travel Snap because it has a lot of the wonders of the world pictures on them and landmarks. Got this little flags book for all the flags of the world. And then I've got, let me move the basket. So I won't show them all, just a couple of them. So we've got this home book, which was from a charity shop years ago, with different homes from around the world, which could work well. We've got How to Draw Maps and Charts, another charity find. Animals in Winter. These let's read and find out about science come in different stages, and they're really nice books. They come in all sorts of topics. And we've got the big tracks, little tracks. We've got a National Geographic Kids reader, oops, on animals. I'll do this one-handed now. We've got Where in the World, Famous Buildings and Landmarks. Hasn't got them all in, but it's got some of the main ones. It's got a book on hippos. My 10-year-old loves hippos. So I've borrowed some books from him on that. I dare say a hippo will crop up in his animal study. got these ready to read books on certain countries. Brazil, where's that focus? China, India, Italy, Mexico and South Africa. I've got these read and learn books. There's a few of them are on animals. I've shown before the Saints Around the World books, I've put that in. I've got a penguin poetry book, as I know there's some of the books reference Antarctica or Antarctica animals, so I thought it'd be good for copyright bits. DK, let's find out about animals. Lots of information in there. I've shown this A World Full of Animal Stories before, 50 folk tales and legends. They come from all different countries around the world, so that kind of combines the animals and the geography. This is a lovely book. If You Lived Here, Houses of the World. So one of my sons did a little unit study of homes around the world a couple of years ago, and we got this. And it shows lots of different types of houses, where you'd find them, what they've been built with, materials they've used. It's just really interesting. And each page covers these facts: house type, materials used, location, all the different countries where you'd find them, date and fascinating fact. So that's quite a nice one. I've also got Inside Nature's Giants books. There's lots of the more popular animal types. The Culture of Clothes, which I've shown before. An Encyclopedia of Animals. Some old animal fact sheets I had lying around that we haven't used. This is our main atlas. This is nice as it goes continent by continent. I'll show you an example. So it's got North America. First of all, it does its countries and borders, then it does its landscape, then it does fascinating facts, then it does population, the Grand Canyon, so the features, then it does famous landmarks, climate, wildlife, by night, then it goes on to the next and it goes through the same again for each continent. So I thought it was quite nice to show the continent in so many different ways. I've got a little folder of Africa bits, different photos and things from around Africa, and it's got some various Africa activities that I had gotten ready before I found the Funschooling journals. So I think this one I've shown before. It's worth a second look. So it's a huge book. A lovely visual feast for the eyes. Lovely Wonders of the World, double spread per one. And then the Magnificent Book of Animals. So we've got quite a few of these. They're lovely. Children love them. They're always pinching them and taking them up to read in bed. Just really nice, massive pictures of the animal, and like not overwhelming. The information's laid out really nice, and they've got the fun bit where it shows the size next to a man. So we've got loads of these from the series. I might do a video of them. So that's lovely. So I plan to do a Funschooling afternoon each week, maybe more often if it goes well. So we'll do a Funschooling afternoon where we just take our basket of journals and our resources, and we'll just go and do it really casually in the lounge, sit around the coffee table or with big clipboards, bowl of snacks, and just all do it together, colouring. Have a look at each other's videos that they're watching on a theme, learn a bit about each other's, do them together, just kind of all do it really relaxed, just really make it fun schooling, and kind of make it kind of family time at the same time. So I'm really hoping that'll be successful. I'd like to get my 10-year-old a geography book as well. And I've said if it goes well, we could have a geography basket, and then they could all have one on a theme that they chose each. But I said let's just start with these. They've seen them and they're quite excited to do them, so as am I. I think they're so pretty. So we've also got our board on a kind of geography theme at the moment, and we just left space to add bits to it as we start working through them, because those crafts and things they can do alongside. So that's how we're going to use the Funschooling journals. Hopefully it goes as well as it's going in my head, and hopefully they'll really enjoy them. There's so many available, like it's a huge series on almost any topic you can think of, and Amazon sells them, and YouTube does loads of flip throughs. So many different home educators, homes that do flip throughs. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more videos, and I'll try and do an update video down the line. Thanks very much.